Tame the Mad Mind. Mind is a bad master and a good slave. Written by Saurabhi Shahi. Narrated by Saurabhi Shahi. Chapter 5. Bail and Homecoming. I woke up from my sleep. Guessing the time was impossible as I was in the cell of the jail. It was pitch dark. I could make out I slept for a good few hours after so many days. I could feel the freshness after getting up. I didn't had access to a watch, so guessing time was difficult task. I had nothing to do except the newfound love for the exercises. I started with stretching and followed it with few planks. There were some whispering sound which caught my attention. From where these sounds were coming, I thought. Soon I figured out it came from the right corner of my cell. I had put my ears on the wall and was struggling to hear those sounds. It was an unclear sound, but I could make out it was about the changing shift of the guards. It must be 6 a.m. in the morning because this is the time when the guard's duty changes. I kept guessing. By that time, the supervisor came and took me out. He had come to take me with him. I had tea and breakfast and then marched with him to a big van standing in front of the jail's gate. I entered the van and saw few other accused sitting inside. Aryan was also one of them, as he was the co-accused in my matter. We exchanged few eye-to-eye gestures without uttering a word. Other accused too must be having their bail date like me. Hoping for the best, I sat calmly on the seat adjacent to the van's door. I closed my eyes and started reciting Hanuman Chalisa, as it was Tuesday, and I had full faith in my deity. It's already 10 days since I am here. Slowly, I was losing faith and confidence in myself. I was slipping into depression. This overthinking was paralyzing me. The anxiety for the grant of bail was making me feel uncomfortable. I was sweating profusely. While my mind was dealing with these thoughts, the van stopped, making a screeching sound, and the door of the van opened. I thought that we had reached the court, but it was the flat tire of the van that had compelled the van to stop. The tire needed a replacement. Each one of us had handcuffs and few others had chain fastened tightly to their feet. It was done to refrain us from absconding while in transit. The people passing by on the road gave us strange glances. Though they were strangers, those gazes from strangers were so disreputable. I felt immense shame. I was standing with my head down and avoided any eye contact. In 20 minutes, the tire got replaced and we sat inside the van again. The van started and reached the court on time. We got down and proceeded to the respective courtrooms for the matter to be heard. It was 10 a.m. in the morning and our case was on the fourth place in the matters listed. We were waiting outside the courtroom for the matter to be put up. My heart was pumping out fast and I was shivering. Aryan too seemed nervous. Each second passed with a difficulty. I had my friend beside me, but we hardly exchanged any words. It was taking so much time, and this wait was now really frustrating. The judge heard the matters listed before ours with a cool. All the matter heard today were granted bail. I could hear the lawyers talking to each other, mentioning that the judge was in a good mood today. I wondered what will be our fate. and that very moment the matter was called. I just looked at the judge's face and murmured, "Please set me free." The lawyers from both the parties were putting their contentions one by one. The judge was listening to it with a calm. After hearing both the sides, the judge granted us bail. Bail was granted after signing a surety for the bail bond of Rs 15,000 with an assurance to appear on all the court dates in future. After completing all the paperwork, my father and Aryan's father left. We too left the court premises and were taken back to the jail. After fulfilling all the formalities of the jail, we were out. Our parents were waiting outside. It was a mixed feeling. On one hand, it was joy of getting out of the jail. On the other hand, my soul was overflowing with despair, shame, and humiliation. Facing parents in such a situation in which there was only disgrace was very tough. Aryan went with his parents, and I too left for my home with my parents. Making an eye contact seemed difficult that moment. We sat inside the car, and none of us uttered a word. There was an awkward silence inside the car. I was full of guilt and had no courage to start the conversation. I turned on the waterworks. There was an unrest going inside my mind. By now, we had reached home. Dad parked his car in the garage, and we all got down from the car and headed inside the house. There was a hushed silence, and it had to be broken. I gathered courage to speak, but I couldn't. Slowly, I approached my dad and cuddled him tightly and let my tears roll down freely. All I could say was a sorry, and I cried bitterly. He calmed me down by patting me on my back and assured me all will be okay very soon.